Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ilarian Garbaz with you, and today I want to talk with you on the Quora top topic: how can I become a data scientist? Let's talk about it. But first of all, you need to push the like button, you need to crash the like button and subscribe to my videos. And don't forget to comment on my videos.
So, one of the most famous Quora topics on data science is how can I become a data scientist? Let's read some answers with different data scientists and then discuss it in comments, okay guys? So first would be the answer of Kashif Saeed. This needs a considerable amount of thought. Presently almost all programs being offered by universities are postgraduate, masters, and you can see the video on master's degree previously that was recorded by me. So the most programs are postgraduate or certificate courses which presume requirements such as fundamentals of computer science, network engineering, programming and mathematics. Data science is generally considered to be a combination of the following disciplines: first, computer science, statistics and domain expertise. Computer science, you need to know introduction to computer science and programming with Python. So most of all data science job is in Python, you know it guys, and pretty different other computer science disciplines, mathematics and statistics, and you need to know domain expertise. So and beside of this, you need to know data science specific courses such as data collection and cleaning, data visualization and reporting, data science applications, advanced data computing, and the author of this answer would also include the following: fundamentals of network engineering, research methodology, and unstructured data analysis. An interesting thing to note is that great programs and universities do not have a tool focus. So hope this helps. And it was first author. The second one would be Vic Paruchuru, founder of DataQuest. Let's listen for his story. I started learning data science about 4 years ago. I had no real programming background. This is mostly geared towards people who are in the same position I was in. A lot of advice around learning data science starts with first learn Python or first take a linear algebra course. This is advice is fine, but if I followed it, I never would have learned any data science. So first of all, you need to learn to love data. Nobody ever talks about motivation in learning, and I think it's he's right. Data science is a broad and fuzzy field which makes it hard to learn, really hard. Without motivation, you'll end up stopping halfway through and believing you can do it. When the fault isn't with you, it's with the teaching. You need something that will motivate you to keep learning even when it's 1 a.m. Formulas are starting to look blurry and you are wondering if this will be the night the neural networks finally make sense. You need something that will make you find the linkages between topics like statistics, linear algebra and neural networks. Something that will prevent you from struggling with the "what do I learn next?" question. My entry point to data science was predicting the stock market, although I didn't know it at the time. Some of the first programs I coded to predict the stock market involved almost no statistics, but I knew they weren't performing well, so I worked day and night to make them better. I was obsessed with improving the performance of my programs. I was obsessed with the stock market. I was learning to love data, and because I was learning to love data, I was motivated to learn anything I needed to make my programs better. Not everyone is obsessed with predicting the stock market, I know, but it's really important to find the things that make you want to learn. It can be figuring out new and interesting things about your city, mapping all the devices on the internet, finding the real positions NBA players play, or anything else. The best thing about learning data science is that there are infinite interesting things to work on. It's all about asking questions and finding a way to get answer. take control of your learning by tailoring it to the, what you want to do, not the other way around. Second, learn by doing. Learning about neural networks, image recognition and other cutting-edge techniques is important, but most data science doesn't involve any of it. Here are some important guidelines. 90% of your work will be data cleaning, and this is true. Knowing a few algorithms really well is better than knowing a little about many algorithms. But first of all, I think you need to learn about all the algorithms and choose which algorithms you want to learn better. If you know linear regression, k-means clustering and logistic regression really well, can explain and interpret the results, and can actually complete a data project from start to finish with them, you'll be much more employable than if you know every single algorithm but can't use them. Most of the time when you use an algorithm, it will be a version from a library, of course. What all of this means is that the best way to learn is to work on projects. By working on projects, you gain skills that are immediately applicable and useful. You also have a nice way to build a portfolio. One technique to start project is to find a data set you like, answer an interesting question about it, and repeat. Here are some good places to find datasets to get you started, but you know all that I would recommend kaggle.com. Another technique was to find a deep problem predicting the stock market that will still be broken down into small implementable steps. I first connected to the Yahoo Finance API and pulled down daily price data. I then created some indicators like average price over the past few days and used them to predict the future. This didn't work so well, so I learned some statistics and then used linear regression. Then I connected to another API, scraped minute by minute data and stored in a SQL database, and so on until the algorithm worked well. The great thing about this is that I had context for my learning. I didn't just learn SQL syntax, I used to store price data and thus learned 10x as much as I would have by just studying a syntax. Learning without application isn't going to be retained very well and won't prepare you to do actual data science work. Third one, learn to communicate insights. Data scientists constantly need to present the result of their analysis to others. Skill at doing this can be the difference between an okay and a great data scientist. Part of communicating insights is understanding the topic and theory well. Another part is understanding how to clearly organize your results. The final piece of being able to explain your analysis clearly. It's hard to get good at communicating complex concepts effectively, but here are some things you should try. Start a blog, post the results of your data analysis, try to teach your less tech-savvy friends and family about data science concepts, try to speak at meetups, use GitHub to host all your analysis, and get active on communities like Quora and other ones. Learn from peers, the first one. It's amazing how much you can learn from working with others. In a data science, teamwork can also be very important in a job setting. Some ideas here: find people to work with at meetups, contribute to open source packages, message people who write interesting data analysis blogs, seeing if you can collaborate. The fifth one, and try out Kaggle, of course. And the fifth one, constantly increase the degree of difficulty. Are you completely compatible with the project you are working on? Was the last time you used a new concept a week ago? It's time to work on something more difficult. Data science is a steep mountain to climb, and if you stop climbing, it's easy to never make it. If you find yourself getting too comfortable, here are some ideas. Work with a larger dataset, learn to use Spark. See if you can make your algorithm faster. How do you scale your algorithm to multiple processors? Can you do? Try to teach a novice to do the same things you are doing now. And at the bottom line, this is less a roadmap of exactly what to do, that is a rough set of guidelines to follow as you learn data science. If you do all of these things well, you'll find that you are naturally developing data science expertise. I generally dislike the here's a big list of stuff approach because it makes it extremely hard to figure out what to do next. I've seen a lot of people give up learning when confronted with the giant list of textbooks and marks. I personally believe that anyone can learn data science if they approach it with the right frame of mind. I'm also the founder of DataQuest.io, a site that helps you learn data science in your browser. Encapsulates a lot of the ideas discussed in this post to create a better learning experience. You learn by analyzing interesting data sets like CIA documents and NBA player stats. It's not a problem if you don't know how to code. We teach you Python. We teach Python because it's the most beginner-friendly language. Is used in a lot of production data science work and can be used for a variety of applications. And he gives some helpful resources like Han Academy and Andrew Ng's online machine learning class. And the last one I would read for you would be the Peter Johnson, who was running Data Science Oxford Google developer group. So what he would tell us, how can I become a data scientist? It depends where you start from. Data science is a blend of maths, statistics and computer science. It also involves programming, database management and modeling. Without a good grounding in several of these, you are unlikely to succeed. Data science is not a university only discipline. Universities are late to the party and have no strength in depth in the field. They are trying to make some of the more theoretical parts, such as computer vision and deep learning, their own, as they can grant fun things without direct commercial application. But most of these are young departments, and there is a revolving door with industry. And this answer was given in 2015, and right now it's 2020. And it's not so young anymore. There are several routes in the first we are exploring in a talk next month here in Oxford from Pivigo, who run a 6-week migration course of scientists to become data scientists. Many scientists already use data extensively, so the jump appears small, but data in universities is often used to justify a prejudged conclusion, and opening up the possibilities can be difficult for them to move to. The second is through traditional database disciplines. Business intelligence professionals, IT database experts, have many of the data skills required. The difference, however, is that first generation data was employed to put pretty graphs on executive desktops, not to do anything meaningful with it. Moving from visualizing to actually using data scientifically is often a mind jump too far, and people end up in big data. The third is through programming, especially in R or Python. Here the main job is understanding the science and scientific method, and the why as well as the how they are familiar with. Without these insights are missed, the person seems to linearly. If you have none of this, well, I wouldn't even start. Data science is not a simple thing like developer can be, learn a program and just keep using it. It is a complex, high-level scientific manipulation of data by these services in or commit to a 3-5 year learning curve. So that was the answer from Peter Johnson. And right now I want to ask you guys, how can I become a data scientist in 2020? Tell in the comments your story, and try to answer this question, and try to give others the answer to, does it worse in 2020 to become a data scientist, or you can choose another path like a Java developer. So see you in comments. Thank you.